Roderick ripped my shirt open and froze. My back was covered in scars, old and new, all from whippings.
What the hell happened here?
I misbehaved. They punished me for it. My voice was flat, like I was talking about someone else's body. He stared at the scars he'd never seen. Then he said,
You deserved it.
He sent me to that place 3 years ago to cure me of loving him. I spent 3 years locked inside that place. Now, I stopped loving him, just as he wanted. Then he came running back and said,
I regret it.
For 8 years, I was a fixture by Roderick Dunfall's side. Everyone said I was addicted to him. I was so obsessed with him that I'd run off any woman who got close to him.
Whatever it took.
Once, I offered one of them money to leave Roderick. The woman laughed in my face. Being with Roderick meant an endless supply of cash. Why would anyone walk away for such a pathetic amount? Then that woman took a stage fall down a flight of stairs. Roderick thought I pushed her, and I ended up being sent to a rehab center by him. Others there to quit smoking, drinking, or gaming. I was there to let go of Roderick. In the end, I succeeded, only for him to tell me he regretted it. The moment I stepped out of the rehab center, I saw an Audi parked there. It looked totally out of place. I glanced at it and lowered my head, preparing to walk away. The person who got out of the car called out to me. It was Roderick. He had grown more mature in the last 3 years. I glanced at him once, then looked away. The staff at the center taught us that staring was rude, especially at someone we liked. Yes, after 3 years, I had been completely reformed. Roderick told me to get in, and I did so, sitting quietly in the back seat. I kept my head down, staring at my lap and not moving a muscle. Roderick sat beside me. I could feel the weight of his intense gaze. The car was dead quiet. I held my breath, scared to make a peep, but a cough escaped me anyway. It was just my old cough.
The car pulled up at the Dunlap's mansion.
Roderick's grandmother, Maggie Dunfar, lived there. Today, as I remembered, marked her 80th birthday. Then it hit me why Roderick had come to get me. He started to walk in. I hesitated for a second, then blurted out, Roderick, I didn't bring a gift. When he turned around, my heart was pounding out of my chest. I quickly looked down. I knew my quickened heartbeat was from fear, not from affection. Somehow, I'd turned into a total coward. If someone even glanced my way, I'd get a jolt of fear. I'd toss and turn all night in nightmares, haunted by those staring eyes.
Follow me.
Roderick brushed off my worry. He was as cold as always. Or maybe he only saved that coldness for me. I had to jog a little just to keep up with him.
Mari, you're back! Come in, dear!
Maggie was right there at the front door, waiting for me. Maggie had always had my back, always encouraged my crush on Roderick, and even snuck me info on his plans. I walked over to her.
Hello, Maggie.
Maria, honey, why are you being so distant? You're not mad at me for what happened, are you?
Maggie stroked my hair, her eyes full of affection. I shook my head. I could never be mad at her. 3 years ago, if Maggie hadn't threatened to harm Maud herself, I probably would have been sent to jail instead. On the outside, it looked like a regular school, but only the people who'd been locked up there knew what real torture was like. During the meal, I kept my head down, shoveling down spaghetti as fast as I could. I didn't make a sound, didn't reach for anything else, just ate fast, like I hadn't had a meal in a month.
Marianne!
Yes, sir!
Hearing my name, I set down my fork and stood up straight. We all froze. Me, Roderick, and Maggie. I met their shocked stares for a split second. Then I looked down at the silverware I'd set neatly on the table. Even with how panicked I was, I just stood there, confused. It hit me then. I'd forgotten I wasn't at the center anymore. I had no idea why Roderick had called me.
You scared her, you big idiot!
Maggie swatted Roderick's arm before turning to me.
Sit down, Mary. You're home now, sweetie. Just relax.
I did what Maggie said and sat back down, but I couldn't eat another bite. Something about the way they looked at me told me they'd noticed. The girl who walked in 3 years ago was gone, and the one sitting here now was someone they didn't recognize.
Grandma was talking to you. Why weren't you listening?
Roderick's tone was sharp.
I couldn't tell if he was mad I'd ignored Maggie or just ticked off about getting swatted.
I'm sorry, Maggie. I was just very hungry. I didn't hear you. I gave her an apologetic look. The counselors at the center always drilled it into us. Apologies have to be sincere. Only I knew the truth. It wasn't hunger, it was fear. Fear of getting punished for not eating fast enough or for leaving food on my plate. I vaguely recalled her telling me to try the other food. I'd heard her, but I just couldn't react fast enough. So Roderick called out to me. By the time dinner was over, my forehead was covered in a light sweat. I wasn't sure if it was from the heat in the room or my own anxiety. 3 years in that place had taught me one thing.
Never let your guard down, not even at a dinner table.
After dinner, I returned to Grandpa's old house.
Thank you for the ride.
I gave Roderick a small bow. Maggie had wanted me to stay the night, but I'd turned her down. I didn't want any more contact with them than I had to. So I'd asked Roderick to drive me home.
You really want to stay here?
Roderick frowned. I glanced back at the house. It hadn't been touched in 3 years. Now it was completely overgrown with weeds. But I nodded. I had nowhere else to go anyway. I was flat broke, and the clothes I was wearing were from 3 years ago. The rehab center had given us uniforms, so these clothes had never even been worn out. I bent down to pull some weeds.
The little critters living there scurried away.
I saw cockroaches, mice, and a snake coiled in the corner, too lazy to move. Once upon a time, I would have jumped straight into Roderick's arms. Now, I just stared at them calmly and looked for a stick to shoo the snake away. Roderick pulled me back toward the car.
What's wrong?
I didn't even realize he was still there.
Didn't you see that snake?
Oh, right. I'd forgotten Roderick hated reptiles. I saw it. It's fine. I'll just shoo it away with a stick. If it bothers you, you can just leave. I caught myself reassuring him. I reached for the door handle, ready to hop out, but Roderick locked the doors and drove off.
I quickly buckled my seatbelt.
Where are you taking me? He didn't say a word. I didn't dare ask again. He took me to his private apartment. He closed the door behind us without a word. I couldn't leave. It was a keypad lock. He went straight to the shower.
Probably trying to wash off the creeps from seeing all those critters.
I sat straight on the living room couch.
About an hour later, Roderick came downstairs in pajamas, his hair still wet.
I knew better than to stare.
Stay here until your place is cleaned up. You can sleep here tonight.
I thought about it for a second, then nodded.
Thank you.
That house was a mess. Tackling it all alone would have kept me going way past midnight. He walked over. I stood up and stepped aside without thinking. Roderick grabbed my chin, forcing me to look at him.
So you're over me?
His expression was questioning.
Yes. I didn't hesitate for a second.
Any delay would have felt like an insult to everything I'd been through. That night, the nightmare returned. In my dream, countless eyes stared back at me, filled with hatred, disgust, and contempt. Every single one of them belonged to Roderick. The next day, when Roderick left for work, I asked him to drop me off downtown. He didn't seem to mind, as long as I wasn't in his way. I hesitated in front of a florist's hiring sign. I didn't have a college degree. I never finished college because Roderick had me sent to that rehab center.
Hunting for a job?
The shop owner noticed me staring at the sign but not coming in, so he finally asked. I nodded. The owner looked to be in his mid-20s, and he seemed pretty nice. The pay was $3,000 monthly, and no diploma was required. I just had to be on time to help out at the shop every day. I asked the owner for a $1,000 advance. Money makes the world go round. I needed it for everything. My official start date was the next day, and to my surprise, he trusted me. I spent $400 on a used electric scooter from a local shop. Once upon a time, $400 wouldn't have meant squat to me. Now, I had to haggle just to get it for that price. It's not like I was an orphan or anything. 3 years ago, my parents disowned me. To protect the company and the family's reputation. The only person who'd ever really loved me, Grandpa, was gone a long time ago. If he were still here, I probably never would have ended up like this.
I rode the scooter back to Grandpa's old house. The weeds outside were already gone. Roderick must have sent someone to clear them. Inside, everything was covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. It took me 4 hours just to make the place halfway livable. Most of the stuff inside was broken beyond fixin'. I was trying to carry out the junk when I tripped. Everything went flying all over the floor. I was a mess. My knee hurt, and I was covered in dirt.
I saw a pair of shiny leather shoes stop in front of me.
I didn't even have to look up to know who they belonged to. I got up slowly, my knee throbbing with pain. Mr. Dunlap, can I help you with something? I'd gone from calling him Roderick, and now to Mr. Dunlap. It was better this way, keeping my distance. I never wanted to go back to that hellhole ever again.
Grandma sent me to check on how you're doing.
Roderick's brow was furrowed. Please tell her I'm fine, and she doesn't have to worry about me. I crouched back down to clean up the mess. That fall had just made everything worse. Roderick grabbed me by the back of my collar. With a tear, my shirt split right open. It was the same shirt I'd worn yesterday, and the same one I'd had 3 years ago. The fabric was so thin, it tore almost instantly. Mr. Dunlap, have some respect. My voice was sharp with anger as I clutched the torn fabric. Thank God it was only the back that tore, but it was my only shirt. I hadn't had time to buy new clothes, and now how was I supposed to go shopping? But Roderick's eyes were fixed on the scars on my back.
What the hell happened here?
I misbehaved. They punished me for it. My voice was flat, like I was talking about someone else's pain.
You deserved it.
He walked out. I glanced over my shoulder. My back was covered in scars, old and new, all from whippings. The newest ones were probably from a few days ago. I couldn't even remember exactly which day. They hadn't even fully healed yet. I found a dusty shirt in the closet, shook it off, and slipped it on right away. Pretty soon, I felt an itch on my back, right over the wounds. They probably got infected. Of course, just as I was heading out to buy new clothes, Roderick came back. Was he back to laugh at me? He tossed a bag at me.
Change into these.
I refused. He had a girlfriend, and it felt wrong for him to be buying me clothes. But it'd been 3 years. Maybe Chelsea was his wife now. Not that I cared. Roderick pulled me roughly back inside the house. I sat down and did what he told me. He cleaned the wounds on my back with antiseptic and rubbing alcohol. It stung, but I didn't make a sound. It was nothing next to what I'd been through. His hands were rough, but strangely careful, like he was trying to undo something he couldn't name.
Why's this one right here across your waist?
Roderick pointed to a particularly ugly scar. It wasn't just a surface scratch. Whoever hit me had right for my kidneys. I shook my head. I don't know. He finished up cleaning the wounds and helped pull my shirt down.
Why did they do this to you?
I was already wearing a new shirt because I misbehaved. Then, as if worried he might not believe me, I added, "But I'm good now."
What did you do?
Roderick pushed, clearly unsatisfied with my answer. One of the counselors caught me after I dropped some food on the table. Roderick frowned but said nothing. I glanced at him nervously. After a long pause,
Elsewhere. Where else did they hurt you?
I shook my head. It's not like they chose to go for my back. I'd curl up into a ball, so my back was just the only part left exposed. It's getting late. You should go now. I didn't want to be in the same room as him. It felt suffocating. Besides, it was already dark outside.
Oh, it's fine. I'll crash here for the night.
Silence hung between us. I didn't argue, but I stayed awake long after the lights went out. I hadn't eaten since breakfast at his apartment. Using the groceries I'd picked up earlier, I whipped up a simple meal on the old hot pot. Thank God Grandpa never used gas. Otherwise, I'd have had nothing to eat.
You're not at the center anymore. You don't have to eat so fast.
Roderick's voice reached me as I hurried through the meal. But I was already finished, and Roderick had barely touched his food. Old habits die hard. Roderick took my bedroom, so I slept in Grandpa's old room. Late that night, my knee and back started throbbing. My head felt heavy and dizzy. When I opened my eyes again, I was staring at a white ceiling. The sharp smell of disinfectant was everywhere. I didn't have time to wonder how I'd gotten here. I had no idea what I was doing. I tiptoed over to put on my shoes, careful not to wake Roderick.
Where are you off to?
A sleepy voice stopped me right as I was almost out the door. I got a job. I'm gonna be late for work.
Do you even know you're running a fever?
He sounded annoyed. Was it because he'd had to pay for the medical bills? Don't worry, Mr. Dunkar. I'll pay you back as soon as I get my first paycheck. I gave him a quick, polite bow and slipped out the door. Thankfully, I made it to work just in time. It was Valentine's Day, and the flower shop was absolutely packed. My job was simple, just working the register. I didn't know how to do anything else yet. The shop was small, but the owner was amazing, and customers just kept coming in. But out of all the people who could have walked in, I never thought I'd see Chelsea Harvey.
Arm in arm with Roderick, laughing and talking up a storm.
Chelsea, the same girlfriend Roderick had brought home all those years ago.
Chels, Rod.
The shop owner walked over to greet them politely. My mind went completely blank, and I froze in place. It turned out the owner was Chelsea's brother. My life was starting to feel like a bad soap opera all over again. I'd suffered for 3 years because of Chelsea, and now here I was working for her brother. How pathetic was that? Chelsea spotted me, flinched in fake fear, and buried her face in Roderick's chest. Cliffy, what is she doing here? She's the one who... Chelsea pointed a shaking finger right at me. Clifford Harvey stared at me in shock, then his face twisted with disgust. He grabbed me by the arm and shoved me right out the door. It all happened so fast I stumbled and crashed to the ground. Roderick just stood there and watched, cold as ice. Humiliated, I got up and ran all the way back to the old house. I locked myself in Grandpa's room. It was the only place I ever felt safe. Thanks to that, I had to find a new job, and I had to pay back that $1,000 advance. I hated owing anyone anything. Job hunting sucked for days, until I finally got hired as a dishwasher. It was tiring, but it kept me busy, kept my mind off things. I thought maybe I could finally live a quiet life, but some people just couldn't stand to see me happy. Chelsea's shadow followed me wherever I went. Well, look who it is. The Crawford Group, Harris. Oh wait, I mean a pathetic little shadow nobody wants around. The floor manager had told me to bring the clean dishes out to be sanitized. As I walked through the dining area, a few girls blocked my way, their voices thick with sarcasm. They were my old college classmates, also Chelsea's little minions. Chelsea was standing right behind them, watching it all go down, no sign of her usual innocent act. I tried to ignore them and walk past. I didn't want any trouble. Did I say you could leave? Someone yanked my hair so hard it sent a sharp pain shooting through my scalp. The stack of plates in my hands crashed to the floor. The noise set off a commotion. All I could think about was the plates. I'd have to pay for them. Roderick's voice cut through the noise from behind me.
What's going on here?
My hands, busy picking up the broken pieces, froze for a second, distracted. I cut my finger on a shard. It didn't even hurt. I knew something way worse was about to happen. Sure enough, I heard Chelsea's fake sweet voice complaining to Roderick.
Rod, we were just trying to make up with Mary. Just catch up a little. But then she...
Before Chelsea could finish, another girl cut in.
But then she lost her temper and tried to hit Chelsea with a plate!
What perfect little team they made. I kept picking up the broken pieces calmly. I knew I was going to lose this job too. The floor manager rushed over and chewed me out. I handed over almost all the cash I had on me, all but $10. I mumbled an apology and left. With my last $10, I stopped at a pharmacy, then headed home. Back at the house, I went into Grandpa's room, picked up his photo and held it tight.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. I didn't turn out the way you hoped I would. You taught me that loving someone means having the courage to go for them. So you never regret it. But Grandpa, I'm so tired. I can't do this anymore. I'm giving up. What if I come to be with you instead?
You're not saying no, so I'll take that as a yes. I downed all the sleeping pills I'd bought at the pharmacy. I was scared Roderick would use this as an excuse to send me back to that center. I couldn't live like that anymore. I couldn't find a single reason to keep going anymore. But sleeping pills were supposed to put you to sleep. Why did it hurt so much instead? A sharp cramp hit my stomach, and I could feel my eyes starting to close. Right as my eyes closed for good, I thought I saw Roderick standing in the doorway.
When is she going to wake up? She's been asleep for days.
When I came to, it seemed I heard Roderick's voice. Why was he still clinging to me even after death? It wasn't until a team of doctors began examining me that I understood. Roderick had rushed me here to have my stomach pumped. I'd been given a second chance. That figure I saw hadn't been an illusion. It was him.
Are you sending me back?
I looked at his darkened expression.
The doctor says you may be suffering from depression.
Roderick avoided my question. I nodded, but that wasn't the point. All I cared about was whether I had to be sent back.
Why didn't you tell me?
Would you have believed me if I had?
Telling him would only have made him think I was making excuses to leave that place. I had reached out to him. Each resident was granted a scheduled call to family twice a year.
I'm sick. I cough up blood sometimes, and they hit us. Can I please come home? I promise I won't bother you anymore.
What did he say back then?
Find a better excuse next time.
Then he hung up. After that call, I was beaten again. I never called him after that. Why did I cough up blood? Their blows had landed on my back, over and over. The internal damage eventually affected my stomach and lungs. Seeing Roderick fall silent, I knew he still didn't believe me. I lowered my head and didn't ask again whether he'd send me back. Should I be sent back, I won't leave alive. In a place like that, no one would notice whether a person was breathing. I thought once I got out, I could start over. But I was wrong. My peace was always shattered whenever Roderick came into the picture. The doctor called Roderick out, saying some test results were ready. The door swung open as Roderick strode back in. He yanked the blanket aside, then my hospital gown. An ugly, jagged scar was exposed.
Your kidney, where is it?
His eyes were bloodshot, a vein throbbing on his forehead as he stared at me. He looked terrifying, just like the staff at the center. They had that same look in their eyes. That look always came right before a beating. I pulled the blanket up and hid underneath it. The bed shifted as Roderick sat down beside me. He gently tugged at the covers.
Mary, come out. You'll suffocate.
His voice softened, as if he'd realized he'd scared me.
Promise you won't hit me?
My voice was muffled under the blanket. Only after he promised did I poke my head. He asked again, patient this time.
What happened to your kidney?
I shook my head.
I don't know.
Roderick took out his phone and said he would investigate this thoroughly. Ever since learning about my depression, Roderick had barely left my side. It was as if he was afraid I might try something again. But I saw that the rehab center had been shut down on television. No doubt it was Roderick's doing. It had posed as an educational institution, behind closed doors. It ran vile operations. Roderick pointed at the screen.
Did he do this to you too?
The man being interviewed was the infamous director. He spoke excitedly to the reporter.
I was helping them. They should be thankful. Without my guidance, do you think they'd be so compliant now?
Go ask their parents. Their children are model citizens now, aren't they?
I took a kidney as my fair compensation.
My method was simple. Add something to their bedtime milk, then proceed with the removal. I'd watch them wake up in agony.
The man grew more animated as he spoke. I felt a wave of dread seep into my bones. The bloody scene felt like it had happened yesterday. That night, I went to bed as usual. Before lights out, we all had to drink the milk the attendants brought. Refusal meant a beating. In my sleep, I felt like I was being restrained. Then, slowly, a sharp pain pierced my side. My eyes flew open to see the director's horrifying face leaning over me. It wasn't a dream. He was staring intently at my waist. The pain made me black out. He threatened me if I ever spoke a word, my other kidney would meet the same fate. No wonder so many people there moved stiffly, and no one ever said a thing.
Mari!
Roderick called me. I stared at him, my gaze empty. Then a mouthful of blood surged up and spilled over. I collapsed. I had no idea how long I was out. When I woke up, I was still connected to a ventilator. I shifted my fingers, trying to wake Roderick. His weight was resting on my hand, and it had gone numb.
You're awake. How do you feel? You were in shock. Did you realize?
But I was in shock. How would I know? But was this really Roderick? His jaw was shadowed with stubble, his eyes streaked with red. This wasn't the same cool, collected man I remembered. I tried to speak, but had no strength left. I just lay still. Let the doctors and Roderick do what they needed to do. I learned I'd been unconscious for 4 days. Roderick had stayed by my side the whole time. That afternoon, a doctor removed the ventilator. I could talk again.
What's the prognosis? Weeks? Months?
I knew my time was running out. Roderick's hand, which had been holding a spoon to feed me broth, paused. After a long moment,
6 months. Maybe less.
a faint smile of relief touched my lips. Good. I could get to see Grandpa soon.
Lung cancer?
I phrased it as a question, but I was sure. Even after I'd learned to behave and the beatings mostly stopped, I kept coughing up blood. The depression only made things worse. Roderick nodded.
Can I get back to work? Is there any way you could keep your wife from interfering?
If they'd just leave me alone, I could work in peace. I still owed Clifford $1,000 after all.
She's not my wife.
Roderick frowned, putting a clear distance between himself and Chelsea. I didn't care what Chelsea was. I just needed her to stay away. I started a small street stall on a decent block, selling burritos. I had planned to find a regular job, but Roderick forbade it. When he set his mind to something, no one could change it. He offered me two options: start my own small business or stay home. Doing something I chose, with the time I had left, was a good idea. I stood nervously behind my cart, worried no customers would come. The location was close to campus, steady foot traffic from students and professionals. It was a fully licensed area for street vendors to operate. Best of all, it was close to Grandpa's house.
Hey, how much for a burrito?
I was lost in thought when a guy with a bright, easy smile walked up to my stall. I looked up and met his clear eyes. He had faint dimples, wearing a basketball jersey, a ball in his hand as if he'd just come from a game. I was caught off guard for a second. He spoke again before I came out of my trance. For some reason, looking into his eyes didn't make me uneasy at all. Usually, any eye contact filled me with dread. So many pairs of eyes haunted my nights.
Would you like to try one? It's free.
Why free? Is it because I'm so good looking?
He grinned and rubbed his chin playfully. His playful tone made my face grow warm.
No, it's my first day. If it turns out unpastable, I couldn't possibly take your money.
I'd practiced at home over and over, but doing it for real felt completely different.
Oh, so I'm your gimme pig.
No.
I thought I'd scared him off. He laughed warmly.
Just kidding. Go ahead, I'll eat it however it turns out.
Most vendors could make one in 3 to 5 minutes. My clumsy attempt took nearly 7. The outside was crispy, though not burnt.
Maybe I should make you another one?
This is perfect.
He took the wrapped burrito and bit into it.
It's great, seriously. This is how it should be. Nice and crispy.
His compliment made me smile.
So, how much? You're not going to charge me an arm and a leg, are you?
He widened his eyes in alarm.
No. This one's complimentary. A lucky start for my first day.
As he turned to leave, he glanced back and waved.
I'm Leonard Williams, by the way.
I watched him walk away. It struck me then how distant my own college days felt. If I hadn't been so reckless back then, I would have graduated a year ago. As the day went on, more customers came. I was almost too busy to keep up. But I got quicker and more confident with each one. I didn't pack up until I'd run out of ingredients.
I'll drive you home.
Roderick pulled up beside me in his car.
It's fine. I have my scooter.
I nodded toward my scooter parked nearby.
It's getting chilly tonight. You'll catch a cold.
I won't die from it.
Marion, how long are you going to keep fighting me on everything?
Roderick caught my wrist as I started to walk away.
Mr. Dunlap, do not forget. I was the one who pushed your girlfriend down the stairs. I'm the one to blame.
In that moment, to cut any last tie between us, I claimed the guilt.
Mary, stop lying. I know the truth now. She fell on her own.
Suddenly, his arms came around me from behind. My body stiffened in his hold. So he knew. Hadn't he told me to protect Chelsea?
So you were protecting her? While I bore all the blame?
No. I was afraid once you knew the truth, you'd hate me for not believing you sooner. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
His arms tightened around me.
I only found out 2 days ago. I went to tell Chelsea to stay away from you, and we argued.
She let it slip.
I could no longer hold back my tears. They fell onto the back of his hand. At least I would clear my name before I died.
Don't cry, Mary.
He released me, bending down to wipe my tears. I sobbed uncontrollably in his arms. For a moment, neither of us spoke. 3 years of silence, 3 years of pain I'd swallowed without a word. And now, finally, someone believed me.
Rod, here.
I pointed to my chest.
It doesn't beat for you anymore. Rod, if I could, I'd wish we had never met.
I wiped my tears and gave a faint smile.
This is the last time I'll call you that. From now on, let's each live our own lives.
I'd treat this as a goodbye, a proper end to those 8 years I spent loving him. I could never forget the 3 years in that place. And the person who'd sent me there was Roderick himself.
Mari.
He reached for me, but I stepped back.
Mr. Dunlap, please don't disturb me again. I want my remaining time to be peaceful.
With that, I left. I drove my scooter home. Roderick's car followed at a distance in the rearview mirror. I ignored him. I went to my stall as usual every day. Roderick watched from a distance. I just ignored him.
Hey, I'm back. Brought my classmates to try your burritos.
It was Leonard, my first customer. I glanced at the 2 boys behind him and gave a slight nod in greeting.
What kind would you like?
A real sense of ease washed over me, something I hadn't felt in a long time.
Whatever you recommend. Maybe one of each? I'll take some back for my roommates too.
One of his buddies said, eyeing the ingredients.
So how much? You didn't let me pay last time. You've got to charge me today, or I won't come back.
I hadn't said I wouldn't charge him. I still needed to pay back my debt.
$6 each. Cash only, though. If you don't have any, you can get change at the store down the block.
I pointed to the sign on my cart and then toward the store down the block.
Wait right here, I'll be back.
I watched Leonard walk away and sighed. The young seemed so full of life. It was easy to forget I was only a year older than him, yet my life felt worlds apart.
Hey, isn't he good looking? And he's single. Maybe give him a shot?
His classmates clearly thought my glance at Leonard meant more than it did. I shook my head and stayed silent. I was making around $300 to $400 a day, soon. I had enough to repay my debt. Clifford seemed to have been waiting for me. He looked different, guilty, almost.
I heard what really happened. Chelsea admitted the truth to Roderick. I'm sorry for what I did to you.
I didn't reply. I placed the money on the counter and left. Finally, I was free of that burden. Why did Leonard keep coming to my stall? Did he really love burritos that much?
Do you really like burritos that much?
I finally asked.
No. Why?
Taking another bite.
Why do you come every day? Were you short on money for meals?
But he didn't look like he was struggling.
Because you're here.
Between bites, I didn't fully process his words. Not until he swallowed, leaned closer, and looked at me seriously.
My girlfriend?
I froze for a second, then shook my head. I took his hand and placed it on my waist.
I'm missing a kidney here.
Then I pointed to my chest.
I have lung cancer here.
He shrugged, unfazed.
I know. I've always known.
How could he know? Reading my surprise.
I'll tell you later.
His hand lingered gently on my waist.
Did it hurt?
My eyes stung. No one had ever asked me that before. Not Roderick, not my parents, not a single person in 3 years. But this young man did. 6 months later, I held the medical report the doctor had just given me. He said the cancer cells were gradually receding. Leonard had made sure I ate 3 meals a day. He walked me to every checkup. For the first time in years, I wanted to live, and it showed. With a positive mindset, consistent medication, and no late-night depressive episodes, full recovery was possible. There were cases of people beating cancer. It just wasn't easy, but I had managed it.
Hey, where are you? You're not at your stall today.
My phone buzzed with a message from Leonard. He'd bought me this phone himself. He'd claimed it was a buy one get one deal, that he had an extra, and if I didn't take it, he'd throw it away. Who believed that? I certainly didn't.
At the hospital.
Half an hour later, Leonard came jogging toward me in his basketball jersey.
What did the doctor say?
I put on a somber face, pretending to be downcast. I saw his expression dim, but he kept his voice steady.
It's okay. I'll be with you every step of the way.
I cut him off.
Just kidding. The doctor says I'm doing really well.
I couldn't bear to tease him for long.
You've gotten mean.
He pretended to be upset, but then he picked me up and spun me around twice.
So, does this mean you'll say yes?
He looked at me eagerly.
Say yes to what?
I blinked at him playfully.
Be my girlfriend.
But I'm not completely healed yet. What if it comes back?
I don't care. My job is to love you and make you happy. If you're happy, you'll get better.
He hugged me tightly, nuzzling against me.
All right, I suppose I'll say yes.
I wrapped my arms around him in return. I sounded as if I was doing him a favor. The truth was, he had been the one settling for me all along. As Leonard and I walked away hand in hand, I saw Roderick. He stood watching us, his eyes red. I hadn't seen him in 2 or 3 months. The last time I saw him was when Maggie passed away. He'd picked me up to attend the service, and that was it. I'd also repaid him for all the medical bills, even the money for the food cart. I knew he'd been watching me from a distance. He'd tried to approach me a few times, but I'd threatened to harm myself each time, and he'd finally stayed away.
Mari, who is this?
His eyes were still red. He already knew the answer.
My girlfriend.
Leonard answered first, raising our joined hands.
Is he good to you?
Yes.
I know what it looks like when you love someone, Mary. And I can see it's not me anymore.
It took me a while to face it. Be happy.
I wish you the same.
He turned and walked away. I didn't look back. Some people are meant to be part of your story, but not your ending. I heard later that Roderick left to teach in a remote mountain. As for me, I was curled on the sofa, looking at the man in front of me.
You said before that you knew about my health. How?
I sprained my ankle during a game and ended up in the hospital. I was in the room next to yours.
I overheard something while walking by, got curious, and looked through the glass.
One look, and I just knew.
He made it sound so casual.
That's it?
I didn't buy it.
Your classmates mentioned something. My photo is your computer wallpaper, the one from when I was a sophomore.
I meant the guys who had stopped by my stall for burritos. Sure enough, Leonard looked briefly embarrassed. He was probably cursing them in his head.
Okay, fine. I was an exchange student at your university in my freshman year, doing a photography project. You were there that day, so full of life. I couldn't help but take a picture. Later, I heard you were with Roderick, so I kept my distance. I don't do home wrecking.
He lifted his chin slightly.
It wasn't until I saw you in the hospital that I realized how stupid I'd been all along. If I had stepped in back then, maybe none of this would have happened to you. After that, I kept an eye on you, waiting until the day I ran into you at your stall.
He looked genuinely remorseful. I reached out and hugged him.
Don't blame yourself. Some things were meant to happen. It wasn't your fault.
I'd almost missed the chance to be with someone so wonderful, but in the end, nothing was too late. Other people go to rehab for drugs, alcohol, or gambling. I went to quit loving a man. In the end, I didn't just quit him. I learned to love myself again.